Okay, here we go with our next hunt. It's actually the fourth hunt for the day, and I'm gonna go through another 100 pennies. I'll open these up. The last hunt we got a couple of wheat pennies and a bit more copper. That's kind of typical for these rolls. You get a wheat penny or two, and I got two rolls here, so you get two wheat pennies or four. Typical. But sometimes you get skunked. You don't get any. And I have found Indian heads, I think two of them in all my hunts. And I do a quick overall view. That looks good. Got a lot of brown toning, which is good. Open this one up. Take a aerial view. I think pops out. I got my magnet here. You see my strong magnet in case I suspect steel. I just run the magnet over. Nothing here. It's a really strong magnet. Keeps my clipboard in place too. Alright. I already see I got a lot of these. I'll put it up on the microscope. Looks like one of those 62s. I get quite a bit. Just close this down. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of these in these recent bank rolls. I don't know why. You can see I'm getting quite a few of these. And let me move over to my microscope view, and we'll start off with that. This one could be a better hunt. Never know. Check it out. Yeah, 62 Denver. These coins, a lot of them are showing up lately, and all of them are real high mint toning. Really nice looking coins. But I mean, I found so many recently. I'm really trying to sort out any with any kind of variety, but I haven't. Other than they just look great. So goes right to the copper pile. And let's move on. That's really all I got to say about those. But quite a few. Let's see. What do we got here? 86. I'm going to check the weight on that. What's it? You never know. 23. No extra V. $69 Denver. Let's see if we got a floater here. Spin you around. No floater here. But off to the copper pile. 2017P. Clean looking 79. Not clean, it's just a nice mint toning. A little dirt on it. Somebody's jelly sandwich off the copper. There's a ratty 79. Oh yeah, a pond coin. But it's copper. 22. I almost feel bad putting them in the copper pile. They look horrible. But it is copper. I think we're going to find any more Oh, they'll be harder and harder to find. What was that, a 23 for that V? No, not there. 94. What happened on I don't know if that's a PMD scrape on the top. I don't know. It's not really screaming at me, hey, this is an error. It's not. 2020. If you disagree, let me know. So hey, that's one of those variety. Should have kept it. 23. Oh. I hate these. Look at that. So ratty looking. And I mean, you could almost say that you're seeing a V there, the unicorn V. I don't know. The ones I found with the clear V stamp in them, there's no doubt it's a clear V. So if you think you got one, if it's a little off to the side or high or low, it's not. Don't waste your time with it. 86. Machine doubling there. On the E. Yeah. See you later. So Rowdy 14. Don't waste our time looking at it. Another 14. Rowdy Denver. Rowdy Denver coin. And this one got a little bit of worn dye on this 92 at the top. Almost invisible trust. Let's see. As well, it's a wide AM. Does it have any value? No. Let's say it's just a worn die. It's different, but value-wise, no. That's my opinion. Unless there was another error. There's a 92 with a close AM. I'd say, yeah, we got a coin. But no, that's not the case. 2020. And like, it kind of set it apart. Yeah, 92, a close AM and a worn die. That's not the case. 2020. Grease strike. Strike through grease. 91. Nothing going on there. 19. I've seen some coins that really the toning is just really crazy, and you save them, but they don't really fetch much. Unless it's a really nice date or condition, and you got some serious toning going on. But just because it's all rainbow colored or what have you, you really don't get much for them. This 21 looks like it has that die crack, the cracked planchet kind of working on it. Could be early stages of one. The one I've seen, the one I've got had actually like a dimpling in the back of the coin. This I can't say that's a cracked planchet, though it's in the right area. Like I said, it could be an early stage of that variety. And we're picking at straws here. If I could say, yeah, that's that 21 variety with that cracked planchet. I mean, it could be, but it's so minor, I'm not even going to entertain that. So, send it back. Here's what it is, 93. I can't definitively say. Put it that way. I could, say, yeah, I think I say it. Can't do that. Not in this business, not in the coin business. You'd be torn up, chewed up, and spit out. They get all over you. That's not an error. I'll take that chance. 2020. I've got some nice coins that are just sitting. I don't know. It's some really nice varieties, and they sit on eBay. I gotta relist them. And every now and then they sell. Or, coins with, nicer issues or, varieties and errors, they sell right away. So you kind of want to make sure when you put stuff up, it's not a junk coin. Like this 99, the toning is pretty crazy. Let's just see. It's a close AM. There's no variety, so I can't say, hey, look at that. It's not a selling thing, but it's different. It goes back to the bank. 85 Denver. I'm getting off subject too much. I guess I'm not. It goes through the mind of when you're hunting. 94. Let's bring you closer. So look at this. 2018. Spotty. 92. What's the wide AM? It's got a cracked planchet on the right from the building. A die crack there on the bottom. It doesn't go any further. Well, a little bit up the building. This kind of coin, though it isn't copper, I'll throw it in my bulk pile just because of that cracked planchet in the corner. It's not ordinary. I mean, it's not crazy unusual, but it's not ordinary. It's worth more than a penny. That's what I'm kind of getting at. Are you gonna sell it for $5? I don't think so. But yeah, I'll put it in there for a collector. I'd hate to think people taking these copper pennies and melting them down for the 3.5 cents, whatever they're giving you. I would hope they're holding on to them or going through them and maybe filling up coin books. So I put some nice stuff in there, and I spiked my stuff. I got right now. I've been throwing in a steel penny, steel wheat bag in each bag of 1 pound. And I've also doing some 2023 Roosevelt dimes with die cracks, die chips, whatever. And they look like encapsulated cuts. I'm throwing those in. Yeah, they're worth more than 10 cents. I'm looking at this too much. The 98D, I don't know why. Sometimes before you flip a coin out of the way and say I'm done with it, it's telling you take a better look. Yeah, you look at enough coins, you say, you know what, I'm not seeing something, you know? Like this 76 got really nice brass toning. You know, can I sell it as nice brass tone 7? No. Open to the copper. 20. If you think like I do, you know, you agree, let me know. You're looking for those really nice varieties and you're limited to that, you know, let me know too. If you're going to pick at every little machine doubling, you know, I won't. You see enough of it. 23. A lot of the 23s have feeder finger scrapes above the shield and on the side. You can't give them away. I don't know why. I mean, it's a mint error and it's not very common. You might get a roll. I mean, I've gotten rolls from the bank, all uncirculated, and half of them have the feeder finger issue. I can't give them away. I can't figure that one out. But if you're looking in the wild, it's really hard to come across a 23 with the feeder finger issue. Really hard. I'm talking hundreds of coins. That's not a common thing. But it's just not, there's no desire for them. I don't know. You know, I wish I could find one here. 23. No feeder. I mean, there's a ratty coin, but yeah, the feeder finger issues were, let's say, common, but happened a lot in 24, which I have a number of those as well. No, yeah, I tried listing them. They just don't move. No, hold on to them. You can see, like, this one has the scuffing of a feeder finger on the top right, but it's truly not, you know, gouges in the coin itself. From you can see where it shines above the unum on the top of the shield. That's actually a rub from the feeder finger. But can you do anything with it? No. 81. It's a nice hard strike, 81. Seeing that. To the copper pile. 24. Let's have a fun one. Not on this one. Actually, I've given up looking. Plus it's uncirculated. But you see them, they're obvious enough. You just, you can find something, circulated coin with feeder finger issues, you might as well just get rid of it. My opinion. 74. It's like that worn die above the memorials. There's so much of it out there. So that's an error. Not an error. 17p. 94. I gotta focus on what I'm doing. Be dumping something good. 88. No, I'm do a weight check on that one. Just because. 2.5. 73. Copper. The heavy copper. 17. 2008. $2.98. No white AM. 22. Alright, spread you out a little bit. See if anything pops out at me. It's supposed to be a random search, but I'm getting desperate. 77. I think we got a wheat penny in this one. And again, you know, you can have a really good condition wheat penny. It's worth 50 cents, a quarter, and then or find a, you know, nice condition memorial with a really nice die crack or something that's worth 10 times as much. Like this 81, beautiful condition, nothing going on. But if it had a die chip or a cut or, you know, it'd be worth. Let's say you get a coin like this. Well, you want to give it a good look over. Not trying to find errors, you know, create errors, but if one is there, you don't want to miss it, just because of the condition. All right. Off to the copper. If you see a better condition coin, give it a good look over. This is a white AM. 92. 82 large date. Let's check that zinc. It's garbage. 67. Reason why I say that, because you're going to find, if you do have a variety error or variety, you know, cracked planchet and anything like cut, the condition of the coin really plays into it, the value. You know, something old, come out of a pond. That's an old Canadian, 1940. You know, something coming out of a pond or a parking lot with a variety error on it, not going to fetch something that's a very fine condition. This is a ratty looking 1940 Canadian. Am I going to put it in with my wheats? No. I'm going to put it in with the copper. You know, you get one of my bulk bags, it's going to be in there. Is it worth anything? Probably not, but it's a 1940 Canadian. Into the copper. You know, it's not a 2013 clad penny. That's for sure. It has a little bit more value. 75D. It's like, what do you do with these coins? You know, you find, you know, odd coins in these rolls. I'm gonna throw them all, start collecting. You have hundreds of coins. You don't know what half of them are. So I'll give them away. Well, that's a nice dark crack. Crack planchet. Oh, it could be a stain. This one goes into the ultrasound. I gotta determine whether that's a cracked planchet or a stain. We'll figure that out. Make sure this isn't a rotated die either. No. Alright. Let's send that one off to the ultrasound. Because if it is dirt or a stain, it'll come off. And ultrasound is really not, you're not cleaning. I mean, though you're removing debris, it's not digging into the surface of the coin. And you could technically say, yeah, you cleaned it, but you really didn't. You're just removing the garbage that's on top of the coin. It doesn't scrub it. It just vibrates the water and a little bit of cleaning solution. It just to dissolve any bubble gum, whatever nonsense, syrup. I've seen it take off glue. Otherwise, if you try to sell a coin that's really not a crack, that's worse. You want to make sure it is. So it's not like you're destroying a $5 coin anyway. That's the way I look at it. 04. So I'm talking too much. Back to search. 86. But it's important. You got to have that discussion. If you agree, let me know. Comment below. 2019. If I found a 21 with the cracked plancher, I'm not putting it in an ultrasound. If it looks a little ratty, it's going up as is. Because there's no doubt. You know exactly where that crack is, where it should be, what it looks like. Get this one again. So you really don't want to run those through the ultrasound. And you could, but really don't want to. Want to preserve the integrity of the coin throughout. And all the dirt in place. Smudges. 86. 1880D. Large date. Copper. Getting down. 93. I always check a 93 with a close AM. It could have slipped through a wide AM. I know it's not listed as one to look for, but you never know. Let's just peek at that AM. 74D. I mean, they make errors like that. Say, look, someone found a 93 with a wide AM. Well, that's not on the list. Well, now it is. Yeah, that's how these varieties and mint errors are discovered. And this 87's way off center. Not way, what, half of 1%? But is it something you send back to the bank? Is it something you give away? I'm not going to try to sell this. No, I'll put it in the copper file. Yeah, it's a little out of the ordinary. 77. Yeah, no one's going to beat me up for a penny. And then, on top of it, my pound of pennies is more than 1 pound. Trust me. So, there's a questionable coin. Say, hey, you got extra penny. There's extras in there. 77. And some, nicer quality coins. 21. I always try to make sure people are ahead. I don't feel like they've been ripped off. That's the worst thing. So I don't. If somebody had an issue, I'll send them a whole nother pack. And some guy, he gets on my case saying, "Oh, you sent in one package. You left me bad feedback." I said, "No. The sale was for 2 rolls of dimes, uncirculated, 23 dimes, 2023 uncirculated. I started the bid at $10, face value. Well, it didn't sell. So he said, oh, he won $10. All right, I'm a man of my word. I'm sending them out. These all caps in a message. There better be 2 rolls. There better. I'm like, look at my listing. It says 2 rolls of, $5, two $5 rolls. I'm not playing games. You know. So I sent them back. I said, look, no, that's what the listing is. Well, there better be 2 rolls. It says 1 package. I said, yeah, I got 1 package with 2 rolls in it, guy. You know, and honestly, people start acting like that on eBay. You know, they start shooting you down like that. It's like, you know what? You made out really good. You know, you got uncirculated stuff here. And there's a lot of those die cracks I found in them. I said, you really did well. Good job. You know, but he started giving me a hard time. I said, you know what? I'm canceling the sale. I don't care what happens to me. I'm not dealing with someone like that. Because those are the same kind of people. You know, once they get the item, all of a sudden they start complaining to eBay, and the next thing you know, eBay puts the charge back on it and you lose the sale anyway. I just as well keep the dimes. I know this guy, he had feedback too that was okay, but you know what? Don't be giving me a hard time, 'cause I got a bad rub over it. I have every right to deny selling them that to him. And I had a reason. I didn't just say, oh geez, I can get more for it. No. The guy was being a jerk. He left me bad feedback. I had the dimes ready to go. Well, this guy made out, but you know what? I didn't lose. I lost my eBay seller commission thing to eBay. But you know what? It's what the chance you take. You put it, selling something on eBay. And I didn't withdraw the sale because I felt like I should have got more money for it in the auction. I withdrew because this guy, I mean, I sold a $250 CD player to somebody. He says the remote don't work. I said, you know, get another remote. Oh, well, it said the remote was working. I said it worked when I sent it. Maybe the battery's dead. I had no way of proving it. So, long story short, he got in touch with eBay. They gave him his money back. And I'm out. I'm out the money. $250. There was $225. I'm out the money. And I'm like, hey guy, send it back. Oh, well, you know, it's no good. It's great. Give me the song and dance. Never sent it back. I said, that was a bad experience. And I was fighting with him. I said, no, send it back. Oh, you know, you have to pay for shipping. I said, no. Clearly on my stuff, you buy something from me, you want to return it. Yeah, but that didn't say the remote was working. I said, Jesus, put new batteries in it. How about that? The guy was a real idiot. So I offered to pay for the shipping back, and the guy said, well, now it's too late. You know, you caused too many problems. Bad feedback. I said, you know what? I should have realized that. Those kind of people, right out of the gate, they come out, you know, picking on your stuff and all caps, you know, making there better be 2 rolls in there. You know, you see that? You cancel the sale. I don't care. You know, it's against eBay policy. They're gonna bite you. So that's. I replied to the feedback. Said the guy's lying. I was shipping out 2 rolls. It wasn't 1 package. Anyway, back to my hunt. I am sorry. I went off on a different level here. Nothing except maybe the 1940 Canadian penny. All right. Maybe we'll take a little break. Did I pull wheat out of there? I don't even remember. It was so horrible. Anyway, but you know, that's a penny roll hunting. I got a whole bunch more. I'm gonna go through them. You know, maybe I'll just search on my own. If I come up with good, I'll do a short about it. But right now, we're gonna close this one down. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. You like it, subscribe. I'd really love that. And any comments below. I mean, that, the comments, they're pretty neat. It's like these people watching, and they got, they got a perspective or an opinion. I mean, I'm all in. I reply to anything that's posted. So if you do want to post, please do. With that, we'll shut this down, and we'll see you on the next coin hunt. Take care.